What is an MCN? Should a small creator work with an MCN? Should a large creator work with an MCN? Are there any benefits? Is it going to help you get those brand deals and grow up your channel and get those subscribers, those views that they promise? Well, today let's find out.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Welcome to another episode of Tube Talk. My name is Liron Segev. I am the Director of Customer Success here at vidIQ, which means every day I help creators big and small level up their channels, get more subscribers, more views in less time. One of the coolest part of my job is meeting amazing creators from around the world and see what they got up to. You know, we always learn from other people's experiences, their mistakes, the good thing that they've done in the past, because that just helps us grow and frankly, save that time, headaches, and sometimes lots of money too. So today I've got an awesome creator. Her name is Shannon. Met with her a couple of years ago at CES. We just clicked and she's doing incredible stuff. So Shannon, welcome to Tube Talk.
Oh, you're too sweet. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm super excited to chat about this.
I'm so glad we finally managed to get it all together to be able to do this.
Yeah,
awesome.
Me too. It's been forever, right? It's about
Right.
time we finally got together and did this podcast.
Woohoo! So, Shannon, for those who don't know, who is Shannon in a tweet? What would you say?
Oh gosh, are we doing 140 characters or 240?
No, let's go new school, 280.
Oh, 280. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I am a host and producer of multiple YouTube channels. I've been doing it for a decade, and I just started going full-time on my personal YouTube channel, and I'm growing that based on my own experiences from my many years working with networks and other YouTube channels. I love technology.
Going full time on your YouTube. Well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome. So we get so many questions about an MCN. Is it good working with them? Is it not? Does it help you? Does it not? Maybe we can take it kind of from the top because you've got a lot of experience with an MCN. What is an MCN? Let's start there.
Yeah, I do have a lot of experience with MCNs for sure. So MCN stands for multi-channel networks. And these are usually some kind of third-party company that wants to affiliate with you and along with multiple other YouTube channels to help you grow, or at least that's what they advertise. So an MCN could come to you and offer to sell sponsorships for you, or they could help you monetize your channel or deal with digital rights and copyright issues. They could also get you connected with a YouTube partnership program or help you with content programming and really get into the nitty-gritty of helping you figure out what your niche is. So they could help with audience development. So MCNs are usually divided into two different types. Either you have affiliate channels or owned and operated. An MCN can have two different types of channels underneath whatever their YouTube network is. So on one hand, they might have affiliate channels, and those are managed pretty much totally by the MCN, and they reside in an affiliate content owner type of management by that MCN. On the other hand, we have owned and operated, and those are owned and operated by the MCN solely. So affiliate channels are what I'm really used to. However, I have a lot of friends who had channels that were owned and operated by the MCN, which means the MCN has like full control over what you do on that channel, and to the point where they could eventually even cancel the channel if it's not doing good.
So I have alarm bells ringing all over the place.
I'm sure you do, yeah.
You know, us as creators, we want control of absolutely everything. And
Yes.
for us to even outsource an editor or outsource someone for thumbnails, that's already a scary thing. Now we're saying somebody else actually owns my content, owns my channel.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds scary. Is it? Am I misreading this? Is it true to a point? What would you say?
Well, so from my experience, when I first started with a channel called Hack5, which is HAK5, it's a big channel, but when we started, it was relatively small and we had a very, very specific niche, hackers and information security professionals. We had Discovery Digital Networks come to us, which at the time was called Revision 3, and they offered to either purchase our channel, which I won't give dollar amounts, but they also offered to either purchase the channel and own the rights to the channel, or we could become an affiliate and they would get a percentage of whatever our sponsorships brought in. So of course, when we came to them and we were like, hey, let's have a partnership going on here, we had red flags as well. We didn't want to be owned and operated by the MCN because that means that they would have full rights over the channel. We would feel like sellouts in a sense, even though they were offering us a good amount of money and they would take on full liability for the content. And well, when it comes to something like hacker content, you may want to sell your channel and have them take full liability and just take the money and run, or continue hosting on that channel and have them just take care of all the background of it. And then you would basically just get paid by the operator. On the other hand, since we were a very niche audience, since we did come from a very core, passionate background of something that we truly loved, we really started delving into the idea of being an affiliate channel with Revision 3. So that meant that the MCN came to us, Revision 3 came to us, and they said, okay, well, we will offer you a sponsorship deal where we will sell all these sponsorships for you, help you grow your audience, help you do all the, creator collaborations. We'll put you on other channels on our network. So we obviously automatically had that partnership kind of built in since they had all those connections, which was really cool. And then they would just take a percentage of those sponsorships that they brought in, as well as YouTube monetization. So we ended up going with the affiliate channel option, which over time we found that, it turns out we could probably sell this on our own and make the same amount of money.
Okay, so it's important to mention two things. They take a percentage of your YouTube AdSense.
Yes.
Right? As well as sponsorship deals as well. Is it
Yes.
the deals that they bring, or even if you bring a deal, they still get their cut out of that?
So it was deals that they brought. However, if somebody came directly to us and said, hey, we want to sponsor on your channel, we would have to give that company the MCN's information. So we would have to forward their information over to the MCN and say, hey, we are an affiliate of this network. We have to run all our sponsorships through them. However, that was just our contract. There's a lot of different options that you can have. And when it comes to MCNs, a lot of times the YouTuber is in control. If an MCN is coming to you, that means that they see some kind of value in your channel. So you are the one that has the power to negotiate. And that's what we didn't really understand back in the day. We didn't understand that we could negotiate. So we were overjoyed that a network even wanted to work with us. So we were just like, yeah, sign that contract and go with it. What we should have done was negotiate harder so that we would be able to take home more of our money, because at the end of the day, we are producing all that content. It is our passion. We are growing our audience. And while they are helping and they are doing a lot of that background work, the audience doesn't come unless they like the hosts. And really, if we weren't the ones on that channel, then it wouldn't have grown in the starting place. So I always felt like we should have negotiated better because we didn't understand our own value at that time.
Do you think that maybe someone starting out, maybe they got under 5,000 subscribers, they might not have those views and subs at this stage, are they still in a good position to kind of negotiate and show some ROI? Or should they kind of say, well, you know what, I'm too small, let me kind of suck it up for a bit until I get bigger and then do what you did?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can absolutely negotiate and get good ROI. Return on investment is what we're talking about here. And that's something that a lot of companies are finally beginning to understand, is that micro influencers are people who have less than 10,000 subscribers or less than 20,000, depending on the social media network. There's starting to understand that people who have smaller audiences don't cost as much as the million+ subscriber channels, but they can bring in a lot more money for that company because the audience that we have developed are tried and true. They're people that have chosen to subscribe to us and continue to do so because they trust us and they trust our transparency. And the more transparent and the more honest you are with your audience, especially when you're starting off, the stronger that smaller audience is going to be. They're going to be the people that keep on coming back and watching every single video that you do and sticking around for the entire video, as opposed to leaving after 5 to 15 seconds.
Yes, absolutely.
So having that return on investment is something that you can absolutely build. Now, of course, if you're starting with 0 subscribers, you're not going to have any return on investment that you can show.
Sure.
But once you do start building that channel, and something that I started doing when I didn't know if I had any ROI to show for sponsorships, potential sponsorships, was I tweeted out, has anybody ever purchased any tech based on my reviews? And I got a ton of tweets back. So I used that information and I put it into a media kit.
Nice.
And I started sending that out to potential sponsors. And that right there is, I think, what helped me really sell my channel, even though, see, I've been doing this for 10 years and I just started building up my own personal channel. I only have 20,000 subscribers on there, which to me sounds relatively small, given I started with a 500,000 subscriber channel. So big difference there. But it's my channel, and it's something that a lot of people have come over to from that larger channel because they trust me and they realize how honest I am and how transparent I am and how real I am with them. I always tell people, like, I'm not a celebrity in any sense. This is my job. When I come home, I'm coming home to 2 cats and my husband, and I do things that everybody does. I watch Netflix and stuff like that. So I'm not some kind of special person here. I've just figured out how to make my job something that people enjoy. And I truly love to entertain and educate people. I think in a past life, maybe I was an educator or a teacher. So I try to bring as much as that as I can to these networks and to my YouTube channel, so that when I do talk to these sponsors, they do see that passion and they see that ROI with all those tweets that I got as replies. And they see that I actually can sell product just by talking about them on my channel.
Well, so you're not with an MCN at the moment, right? On your personal channel?
I am not. And I honestly don't think I would go with an MCN, even though it would help me grow, most likely. But I feel like there are a lot of scams out there. And I think there's a lot of things that when you're a new YouTube content creator, you aren't really sure what to look for when it comes to MCNs. And one thing I would ask for is numbers. What kind of numbers can they show you, since you are the negotiator here? What kind of numbers can they show you that proves that they know what they are doing? A lot of these companies just want to get in with your channel so that they can get a portion of your money.
Right.
Which is very scary and is a big red flag. So one thing that I would highly recommend looking for is asking them for their own ROI. What is their return on investment? How can they show you that they have performed over time? And can they give you some referrals or some testimonials from other YouTube content creators so that you can speak to them directly before choosing to sign a contract with an MCN?
I'm wondering if there's still a place for an MCN. I'm finding I don't get many, wow, I worked with an MCN and it was absolutely amazing stories.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it was amazing, but it did bring us opportunities, especially since we were starting to grow, and we decided to sign with a very, very smart company. Revision 3 was a wonderful MCN for us to work with, in the sense that while they did take home a very large portion of our money, and we didn't understand how to negotiate with them at the time, they did bring us those partnership opportunities. There was one time that they flew me out to Chicago to talk with potential advertisers and tell them about my channel one-on-one, which I thought was so cool, because I was able to talk to all these big name brands and discuss how valuable like the information security community could be to them. And that's something that I feel like they would not understand. These sponsorships wouldn't understand if they didn't get that one-on-one opportunity with a host. And that's something that I still experience to this day. Is I build my best sponsorship relationships whenever I'm talking to companies one-on-one, because if you just send them your numbers and you say, hey, I have a channel with 20,000 subscribers, what are they going to get from that? If I send them my media kit and show them proof of my ROI, and I get a chance to talk to them as opposed to going through a third party, like a third-party website or an MCN, then they get more of a chance to understand who I am as a creator, know that I know what I'm doing, know that I follow FTC guidelines, for example, like stuff like that.
As a non-negotiable, you have to follow those FTC guidelines. And the story,
Another thing that I did want to mention too, and this was not my experience, but one I heard from a very close friend of mine is when he signed his contract, he thought that he was doing an affiliate channel. And it turned out, based on the contract, it was owned and operated. So he ended up
Ouch, ouch,
selling the
ouch.
rights to his channel to the MCN, and he didn't realize it. So they got it for an extremely cheap price based on that contract. And he was stuck with it. There was nothing that he could do about it
Right.
because he didn't read his contract when he signed it. It was that excitement that filled him.
Exactly.
He got super excited about being offered this opportunity. And he didn't take the time to take the contract to a lawyer or even go to a website where you can hire a lawyer to read a contract, which is very inexpensive to do, which could have saved him thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
So
literally.
highly recommend reading your contract so you don't get screwed, because a lot of these MCNs, they do kind of screw you in the end.
And I think it's an important note that you are locked in to a period of time. So
Yes.
even though you might kind of be all excited and ready to do this, you are tied in for 12 months, 24 months. And even if they bring you nothing, you're still paying every month. You're paying a
Yep.
portion of your revenue to a company that's doing nothing for you. This is why we all super critical of an MCN. And this is why I love the advice of take it to an attorney. Spend a bit of money to make sure that you are getting the deal you think you're getting, because they all have that one clause. It doesn't matter what we told you on the phone. It doesn't matter what emails we've sent. This is the contract. And unfortunately, some of these sharks that do swim in these waters are just out to get as much as they can, make their percentage, and move on to the next client. So
It's so true.
I love that advice of actually being able to take it to an attorney, spend a bit of money. A new channel that kind of is up and running at the moment, and they're saying, look, I'm getting no AdSense anyway, or very little. I'm getting 0 brand deals at the moment. Should they maybe take a chance and find an MCN that they're happy with, get their contracts kind of negotiated and written up and all the stuff we've mentioned, but perhaps maybe suck it up for a year or 2 years and really help build that audience, not looking at the money at all because you're doing it for long-term game? Would you advise that as potentially an opportunity?
You could absolutely do that. Yes. I could definitely see that as an opportunity. In fact, Hack 5 didn't make any money for the first 5 years. That was from 2005 to 2010. We signed our contract with Revision 3. I think it was around 2009. So that first year, we were just getting started to get monetized with the MCN. And we made a little bit of money, enough to move out here to the San Francisco Bay Area and kind of get our toes wet in the pool that is the tech center of, or what used to be Silicon Valley Tech Center of the
Right.
West Coast. So I would say, like, from that experience, it's fine to do a show with an MCN and not make money when you're first getting started. And that might happen when they're just starting to understand you and you're building that relationship with your MCN. But make sure that that's a short contract. Make sure that it's not
Right.
something that has you tied in for 5 years, because you may find that after they have helped you grow your audience, you may be able to make more money if you aren't with that MCN, especially if they are taking a large percentage of your take home money from YouTube monetization as well as sponsorships. So I would definitely consider it.
Okay.
It would really depend on your own experiences and what you are currently experiencing. But yeah, consider it.
It's an option.
But definitely make sure that you have everything in writing and that you have a lawyer look at your contracts so you're not getting completely screwed.
And it's a reputable MCN. I mean,
Yes.
it's not one of those @gmail.com email addresses.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen those. I know what you're talking about.
All right, so Shannon, as we're wrapping up here, if you could kind of give a message out to all the creators out there, if it's a tweet that every single YouTube creator is going to be able to see, what message would you give people?
Oh, that's a tough one. In a tweet. Man, you're making me not go on tangents here.
Keep it focused. Keep it focused.
Keep it focused. Okay, I'm going to say focus your niche and try not to build your following on every single social media network.
Oh, whoa. Okay, follow your niche, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, niche down. We've always said you can't be
Niche
all
down.
things to all people. We get it. So if you're doing tech, you can't do all tech. You got to be very specific. We get that part. Tell me about the second bit. You don't have to grow your following on all social networks. Tell me about that.
That's correct. You don't. So you have Facebook, Instagram, you have TikTok now,
Yep.
you have Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.
Bite.
So if you try to grow your network on every single channel, all of them will be mediocre. If you try to focus on maybe 2 or 3 of those, as opposed to every single one, you have more of a chance of growing those at a faster speed, at a faster potential, because you're focusing more of your time and your value on those audiences. So for example, I built my Twitter following since 2007, and that's my largest following. It's bigger than my YouTube channel right now, which is so weird to me. But because I have focused down on Twitter as being one of my core social media networks, I'm able to sell that as a part of sponsorship opportunities by saying this is a big audience. These are all real people. I didn't buy any of my subscribers or anything like that. This is something that I have built and focused on over time. Companies actually pay money to have tweets written out by me. And of course, I will label those as an ad because FTC guidelines, but it's something that I can focus on. And I know that I have built this really awesome brand around that Twitter account. So of course I have secured it and everything as well, but I have niched down on my channel, my YouTube channel, but I have also niched down on the social media networks that I have chosen to focus on.
Love it. I think that's a very wise choice. And again, it's just another thing to add to a sponsorship. So you're not only going to get my YouTube video, but you may be going to get social media around it and look at my impressions on Twitter. You're going to kind of really give them a good value proposition. Love that. Thank you for ending on such a good nugget. That was actually brilliant. Shannon, if people want to find you, where can they find you? Where can they hang out with you? Hit us up.
So Twitter, obviously, at Snubs, SNUBS, not 2 B's, just 1, I promise. But I promise I won't snub you as well. I'm not like the Grammys, okay? I would also recommend checking out my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Shannon Morse. That's where I've been focusing a lot of my time and energy on building that.
Shannon, thank you very much for hanging out. It's been absolutely awesome. So glad we finally managed to do that. So thanks for your time.
Thank you. It was so good to chat with you.